So we're getting close to 50 feet, and the wind has died down a little. So I think I'm going to start getting ready to go here. I was going to wait until after 50, but there's a little break in the wind. It's still windy, but not as gusty as it was. So while I've got the chance, I'm going to get things ready and start heading out. Get through that pass. Once I'm through there, I'll be fine. Well, I made it to Kumealon Inlet. It's about 35 nautical miles south of Prince Rupert. It's right at the top end of Grenville Channel. And if you guys remember last year, I took the kids and my dad down to Hartley Bay and Bishop Bay, and we went down Grenville Channel and then up Grenville Channel. The timing with Grenville Channel is really important for if you're transiting the entire channel. So always enter it from either side on a flood, because it floods in, meets in the middle, and then it ebbs out. So you could ride it in on the flood and then ride out on the ebb from either direction. That's just what I've learned since I've been up here. So Kumealon Inlet is right at the north end of Grenville Channel, and right at the very east end of the inlet there's a little shelf. I was going to go anchor there, but there's a huge powerboat, and there's probably room for me next to him, but I just decided to anchor right at the east end, but just a little bit west. There's a little island here and some reefs, so I'm just tucked in at the end. You have to go along the north shore, come in and around. Yeah, it's a good little spot. I can see some narrows behind the camera. They're the entryway to a lagoon back there. Oh, some people have asked, what do I look for in an anchorage when I'm scouting out these places? Other than just sort of, would that be a good place to end the day? I like to look at the depth. I prefer to anchor in like 30 to 50 feet. 50 feet max if I have to, but 30 feet is a good depth. And the unfortunate thing about the north here is that there's a lot of deep anchorages. You don't have a lot of those shallow anchorages available to you. I mean, they are around, but they don't always work out with where you're going. Here, in this east part of Kumealon Inlet, it's about 75 feet. So it's a little deeper than I like, but I have 400 feet of road, so I'm not concerned. And The second thing I look for is what type of bottom is it, and this bottom is a mud bottom here, so that's probably my most preferred bottom to anchor in, and I think the best holding. Of course sand works, sand and shell will work, but it starts getting less and less reliable. Grassy, sandy bottoms aren't the best. Rock isn't good, obviously, because your anchor can get stuck. So I try to find mud, and that's on the charts. It's in my sailing direction books, and I have another book on BC anchorages for the coast here. So there's a lot of resources out there, and I'm always checking those to see what's suitable. And if you are new to anchoring, those are things you should consider. The depth, whatever you're comfortable with. I like 40 feet. The bottom, I prefer mud, and I will anchor in on other bottoms if I have to, but it sort of depends how exposed I am. The other thing is, what kind of protection do I get from the winds? It's supposed to blow southeast over the next couple days, and I'm going to sit here for a couple days probably. So I've got really good protection behind me. That's southeast that way, and I should be okay for wind. There's some pretty big hills there. I may get wind, but I'm not going to get any waves. That's usually the thing that I'm trying to avoid, is chop. So if I was in a really long inlet and the wind's coming down this way and I'm exposed, it's going to be really choppy at the end and really exposed to the wind. So I try to find spots where I've got some things blocking the wind if I can, and the main thing is that there's no chop. So yeah, I think that's it. I've had another long day, and I've been here before. When I used to work on our marine section, we used to stop here quite often, but that was on a big 75-foot catamaran. But it's fun to explore these places now on my own boat. So it's been a long time since I've been here. I've been past it a few times, but not stopped in since I was working on the boats. Well, I've rambled on enough. I think I'm going to have something to eat, and then I will see what's on the agenda for tomorrow. Probably that lagoon, but I will have to time it with the tide, so we'll see what time that's happening at.